Hi everybody, Lori here from Mama Elephant. Thank you so much for joining me. Today we are introducing the Cosmos Wreath stamp set along with the coordinating creative cuts. All of these new products will be available on March 15th. And make sure to leave a comment on this video for your chance to win a prize from Mama Elephant. So here is the Cosmos Wreath stamp set. A beautiful floral stamp set along with the creative cuts. A lot of different things you can do to color in these beautiful blooms. You could stamp them in black ink, color them with Copics or Zig Clean color markers. You could do a no-line watercolor. I'm going to do one of my favorite things to do, which is emboss resist. So I'm going to emboss several of the images, almost all, in clear onto some Hammermill cardstock. So I rubbed down a panel of Hammermill cardstock with the magic powder bag. I inked up several of the images with Versamark ink. I'm pouring on some Simon's Stamp clear embossing powder, making sure to get really good coverage. And then I'm going to heat that with the heat gun. So then next we're going to blend in the color with ink, which is what I love to do. I like to blend it up. Okay, so make sure you get your heat gun nice and hot. If you get it hot, it will take the least amount of time to emboss, which means the least amount of warpage. Not that you have to cut out the images first, but I decided to go ahead and line up the coordinating creative cuts and cut them out now. But you don't have to do that. You could ink blend now and then create. Either way you go. Potato, potato. Cut first, then color, color, cut second. You know what I'm saying? Live your life. Okay, I'm going to temporarily adhere down these little die cuts to some scrap paper just to hold them steady while I add the ink blending. The reason I die cut them first is that so I could see what I was working with. And sometimes when I ink blend before I die cut, you exert unneeded energy by blending and adding color where you don't need to blend. But since I die cut them first, I can really see where I need to add the color. And as you can see, I have all my little Distress mini ink cubes off to the side. I have some KITSCH Flamingo Spice Marmalade, a little mustard seed for the yellow. I've got Twisted Citron for the green. I'm just using an array of my go-to rainbow, springy, delicious colors. And just doing a little bit here and there. I like to go a little bit darker on the edge for a bit of gradient love and just going to town. I finally realized that I think I would have better results if I pull out some mini blenders. So after this, I'll pull out some of my little mini blender brushes. I find I could get more detail with the smaller brush. I also have a little candied apple, raspberry fizz, and shaded lilac for some purple. And I'm kind of mixing the raspberry fizz and shaded lilac for a two-tone pinky purple bloom, which I am here for that. And then I lift off these die cuts carefully. How easy was that to add the color? That's why I love ink blending. So I have a panel of soft stone gray cardstock, and I have it sitting on a white card base. I popped up my Cosmos Wreath images onto that soft stone panel. I wanted to get the lay of the land here so I could see exactly where I wanted my sentiment to go. There's a great scripty hello sentiment in the Cosmos Wreath stamp set, which I'm going to stamp right in the center of the wreath with some VersaFine Onyx Black ink. I love a good combination of a script with an additional sub-sentiment, which is what I'm going to add after this. So I'm popping this up on a white card base. Because dimension is life. And then a couple of those extra blooms, just adding those here and there for a little added dimension and pop of color. Like I said, I'm going to emboss this coordinating sub-sentiment in white onto black. So I have some black cardstock, rubbing it down with a magic powder bag, inking it up with Versamark ink. This time I'm using some Simon's Stamp white embossing powder. Pouring that on well, shaking it off. If you have to take a retractable needle tool or a dry brush, get off any excess embossing powder so you can have a good, clean, sharp result. And I'm going to pop this up right underneath that hello and add a few little sparkling clear sequins by Pretty Pink Posh here and there, tucking them in when I can, 3 different sizes. and this card is finished. It's very clean and simple, but you've got the pop of color with the Cosmos Wreath images. And like I said before, all of these new release products will be available tomorrow, March 15th. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you next time.